All right, you're getting set up here. Trying to fix a couple of things. Think we got it going on. That works. Mic works. Blah, 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 blah. Let's turn off the preview for now. Let's get YouTube going over here. Need to make sure I get YouTube here so I can copy my link. Do 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 boom 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 boom. Oh, I need to turn the volume down over there. Actually, I can do that. That's not gonna bother me. I can put my headphones on. So we are close. Let's see. Copy. Do 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 do. Girl, I want you here with me, but I'm really not as cool as I'd like to be. There's a red under my bed, and there's a little yellow man in my head, and there's a true blue inside of me that keeps touching you, wanting you. Yeah, loving you, silly boy, you self-destroyer. Get my YouTube going so I can see my chat comments. Do, 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 do. All right. So, what I have learned is that I've been a little frustrated when I start sliding out. I can't ever seem to get, unless it's just a little bit of a slide, I can rarely get the car back under control when it starts going off the track. And I feel like it's excessive, but I did some research and it turns out that's kind of what happens. And so I have to suck less and try not to spin out. But I've been having a little bit of trouble with that. So we are going to work on it today. I've been getting better at some of the tracks. I'd like to be better at Nürburgring, which I'm going to try and work on. So I think I need to take maybe a more moderate car today. That was slippery. That was slippery. What do we think? Let's try this GT4 RS. Ooh, with the Y sector. So I can have the single color or the single color. I guess we are going to go with the single color. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I am slightly nervous about this. The Nürburgring is really hard. I feel like I've done it better in some of the games, but in EVO, I've had trouble making it all the way through without a wreck. And apparently, it's because I'm a shitty driver. So let's make sure. I also did some research into traction control and ABS, and yes, GT3 drivers use it. Usually on a lower setting, but they use it and they might up it in certain conditions or the rain, or like the rain, and also they often have a little quick 5-second override button so that they can do like a clutch kick and spin the car really quick to get back on track. So that's what little I've learned. So let's look at the setup. I don't really know what to do there. Traction control. Let's try and set it out at 1. So Motec is the thing there. I'm not going to change the compounds, hypercar. I don't know what I'm doing with the suspension. And I can't change dampers or aero. What I want to know is, can I change the brake? I wanted to change the brake bias. But it is possible that with this setup, I don't have adjustable brake bias. So let's just try this. Do I have... Let's see if it has a clutch. No. It already has a clutch. Okay. So... Ooh, she's got a little bit of jump. Need to fix the audio here really quick. Gonna change that there and get my headphones on. Oh, hey, Jedi. Welcome in, sir. I was just saying that I've been frustrated about how when I spin out, it's almost impossible to get the car under control again. So I did some research on it, and apparently it's true. Once those tires get hot and start picking up some crap off track, it's really hard to get them to recover and get bite again. And then when they put it in gravel, it's meant to slow it down, not be tractionable. So I have to work on that. And so I have cold tires. And I'm going to try and not be as crazy today. I'd like to get the tires warmed up a little bit. I have it set to tire wear, I think. So I'm going to slowly work on picking up speed. And I downshifted too soon. That's something I have to fix. I've considered turning on a full clutch, but a lot of the cars don't, even the hypercars don't actually support a clutch. It's a little weird. As an old school. But I've actually had 2 cars that were with clutches, so it's not a weird thing to me to drive clutch. Except for I've never tried to... My big concern with clutching while doing all the gears, not just taking off, is that I tend to downshift too early, and if I let loose on that, it's gonna break the car, or invoke its own spin. And it looks like where my brake and throttle is right over where the rest of the info is. So it does show my brake on there, that little red line, but that's really hard to see. Let me move this in OBS really quickly, sir. I apologize. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, where's my sim hub? Let's take this and just move it right there. That should be a little better. Got about a 30-second delay. And these curves really will mess you, so I am having to learn here. Tires are warming up. See, I'm already sliding. Damn it! I've got to figure out how to do that pendulum. Because it starts sliding a little, I countercorrect, and then the car just starts penduluming. And I don't know if it's because I'm not reshifting that fast enough or what, but now I've already broke the car, so I guess we're going to have to... And I don't really understand, because the other Assetto Corsos, I can actually get through the track. Both in Assetto Corso and Competizione. But it could also be that this is more realistic and I just suck. Tires are 41 degrees, which in Celsius is probably what? 80? See, I almost introduced a spin there. And I think it's because I'm continuing to brake too much in the corner. So I need to be letting off as I come around. So I have to try not to do top speed, but do decent speed, no spins. I need to get at least one lap in without spins. So I think part of what I'm doing here is, instead of letting off on the brake as I come out, I'm finding out I didn't slow enough in advance, and I'm trying to brake further into the turn, which causes me to turn the wheel harder, which then evokes the spin. So let's just see if I'm learning. I'm going to take that because I managed to salvage it and didn't damage the car. But my tires are definitely not warmed up enough. And I'm definitely not braking enough in advance. And then I'm trying to accelerate too hard out of the curve instead of waiting till the car is straight. I did my same mistake there and almost spun it, but we kept it. And I think I'm also trying to drive way, way hard and being almost reckless in how hard I'm driving it versus driving correctly. Like maybe arcade style, and I'm messing up, so... Dumb! This is not going to be my fastest lap. I'm working on getting through without spins because I've been making some spin mistakes and I'm trying to learn how to not do that. I've turned on the tire realism and I'm having to be extra cautious right now due to them not being all the way heated up. And I'm not braking enough before the entrance to the corner. Like there, I started inducing a spin, because I'm trying to brake more to do rotation, and it doesn't work on this track. And the Nürburgring still is a scary track. In fact, I don't know if you all have seen the news, but we lost a racer this weekend on the Nürburgring in the GT3 races. Juha was his name. And there was like a 5 or 7 car pileup, and unfortunately he passed. Let's see, here I think I was trying to brake too much in the turn, so we're trying to see if we can correct my bad mistakes. And I'm also accelerating too fast. Oh, almost caused myself trouble by looking over. I hope you guys like the throttle and brake graphs. If that's good, I might add a clutch in for some of the cars or tracks. And I thought this little thing here was called the carousel, but I'm not sure it really is. Carousel may have... Oh! See, I got spinny there because my suspension was bouncing and I was pushing it too hard. I just want to not crash and get to the end of the track for once in this. But this weekend in the GT3, Max Verstappen and I don't remember, maybe Paul's first name, but his name is Haas, H-A-A-S-E. They had one incredible battle. And they were so close to each other and racing properly and not banging each other and being shitbags, and it made for a really, really good race. At one point, Max had to pull off, had a giant hole in his front end, and he said, I didn't hit anybody, but he doesn't know what happened. But so many people are on this track. Parts can come up, a rock. So this will not be my fastest run, but I am trying to finally get a no crash run. I rolled off the track into the grass runoff once, Dom, but I didn't spin out or hit anything, so I'm just taking that. Man, my forearms are sore. I tried to race a lot this weekend, and then I also had to chainsaw part of a tree down, and then some other work, and my hands are a little sore on my forearms. Oh, I broke way too much early, but I just want to get through here, learning not to screw up my spins. And I was telling Ed that I did some research on how frustrated I am that when I spin out I can't really recover it, and apparently that is just mostly true, and so I have to work much harder on not spinning out. And I watched some crashes from Nürburgring, and yeah, these guys would get just a little bit of a spin and nothing they could do would recover it, so I guess I just have to learn to suck less. We finally made it to the straightaway, though. I don't know why SimHub isn't picking up the map, though. It was working some yesterday, so... trying to get slowed down much earlier for the turn. I've watched Max make some runs on this. I mean, I know he can be a bit of a bully on the track, but he's still an excellent driver, and there's much to be learned from him. And so this isn't a race or anything. It's just to see if I can finally make it through the Nürburgring on EVO without wrecking. And I took Gray's advice and finally made myself a new thumbnail this morning for racing. I don't like it. Now that I know what I'm doing with it, I can make some more for other games and things. And then today, I worked a little bit on my Arduino this morning, trying to understand and learn it, and I got a little bit further in understanding it. But, I'm taking classes on, or I say classes, I'm getting online education for how to create AI agents on YouTube, and I am going to probably take my Raspberry Pi 4 and try and make it an offline AI agent and see what all I can do with that. And so I think part of my racing problem has been just trying to cram on the accelerator all the time and not be as gentle. This game is beautiful, though. I would be pretty nervous driving this in real life. But I'm doing a much more gentle acceleration and deceleration today, hoping to not eat a big old pile of poop. And that corner that little there is what I normally mess up. So I just have to learn this car, which I've not driven. Which isn't an excuse. I'm supposed to be the driver, but it also tells me that I'm pushing new cars too hard before I know their limits. And I really think my tires should be warmer than this by now, but I don't know. I'm also considering there's this thing called Trophy AI, and it's kind of like an AI coach slash race engineer. I really need a race engineer. Maybe that's what I need to teach you to do, Dom. Be my race engineer. Okay, those were at least smoother. My poor hand is messed up. My left hand keeps going to sleep. Oh, I also mowed yesterday, too. See, there I would have normally pushed too hard into that and spun out. So I'm trying to take my own advice from rally racing and listen to the car more instead of forcing it to do something it's not ready to. If you'll notice, I'm not usually giving it full acceleration, like 2/3, 3/4, like with an F1 car, you're not really always jamming all the way down on the accelerator. They often, you're jamming like 40 to 50% to get going, and then as soon as you're moving and have reasonable traction, then you can kick it up to 100. But you go through those first gears so quickly. See, I downshifted a little early there, but I've improved. I didn't punch it as I came out of that and spun, which was what I often do, so it's looking more and more like I've been trying to drive it more arcade style, and it's not working, so lightly bleeding off some speed there. I hope you can see that my accelerating and braking is much less full bore. But yeah, this is kind of weird with my hand going to sleep. But I'm trying to imagine these 5 GT3 cars or whatever that crashed on Nürburgring this weekend. How much total damage that must have been. That had to be at least a couple of million by the time you get all those cars together. Yeah, so Max was leading, and then when he went in to fix his front grille, it took 30 minutes and he lost his P1 slot. But his racing with Haas was exactly what racing's supposed to be, and it's kind of what F1's lost sight of. Alright, I'm getting a little bit faster, but still trying to be respectful of these scary, scary turns. And be less last-minute heartbreaking. I know I shouldn't have done that, but I couldn't make a change without wrecking the car. That was just bad entry. And I'm sorry I can't see chat yet. I will in a minute. We are close to the end. The other thing I found myself oddly being unwilling to do is, for some reason, I hate going all the way down into first, and I think it's causing me a slow exit on some of the tighter turns because I'm unwilling to actually go down to that gear, because on some cars it's been so short, and I think I'm doing myself a disservice on many of them. Like, sometimes I try and punch it out from second gear, thinking there'll be less tire slippage. To open it up. Hey, room. Now I'm just balls out here because... But now I've got to start cutting back right here, or I cannot make this turn, which then goes into a third gear. At least I have some smoothness back. Alright, that was our first lap. We actually did it without a full crash. Whew. That's been tough. And I think that's also part of my problem with racing in the rain, is I want to go too fast. I really thought my tires would be hotter by now. Let's see where I am on traction control and ABS, though. Let's see. Traction control is... Let's kick it up to... Oh, I only have 2 levels. I don't have any ABS options in this vehicle. Alright. I'm not getting... I've been trying to brake too late through some of the turns, and that's, I think, part of what's spinning me out. So I'm trying to be a little bit more careful. I need a better map overlay or a race engineer. And so this trophy AI sounds really good, but it'll say things like, okay, this time you need to brake 10 meters earlier than you did last time, but that's assuming you remember where you were last time. Ooh, I felt it go light right there. And so I'm trying to listen and just flow with the... Shit. I about crapped myself on that. So I've been waiting too late to brake, and then braking through the turn too much, and then accelerating before I'm straight enough. So that's 2 laps I actually made that turn that hates me in general. Oof. We almost lost it right there, so I'm having to accept the limits of this vehicle. And there's another cool thing. There is a Mercedes... I think she's been a race engineer, or part of the staff at one point, but she's also been coming up through some of their racing programs, and they put her in the simulator, and she did so well, they actually let her take the F1 car out this weekend, and I'm all for more women in this. I think that driving-wise, there's no reason they're going to have giant necks from holding up their helmet, but there's no reason they shouldn't be able to race just as well, and it's nice to see more of them coming in. And there's a lot of F1 women's programs right now at F2. I almost fucked myself. F4 through F2 programs too. I think it's cool. And there's already some awesome rally drivers like Ken Block's daughter, Leah Block. She's pretty cute too. Not that that's relevant. It's just an extra. I'm a Ken Block fan, but still sad he passed away. Alright, we're picking up more speed in this, but yet trying not to be fully stupid. Brake before. And actually, that time I had for my last lap is one of my better times. That was just under 9 minutes. Hell yeah! And if the throttle and brake pedal stuff isn't useful, I'll take it out. But I thought it was probably more informative than just staring at my pedals. I went down one gear too far, but I felt myself shimmying on that brake. Bad entry. I should have been wider and using more of the track. I'm trying to flow with it where I would have a faster entry if I went wide than came in like this, and less torque on the side loading on the tires. But I'm cramming my hand on this wheel and it's going to sleep. So I don't know if I've got nerve damage. It's the same way I always hold it. It must mean I need to spend money on a new wheel. No. I looked at some of them and they're cool and all, but I don't know that there's anything it would actually do for me. I don't think the wheel has anything to do with my racing issues. I think the driver in this chair has everything to do with my racing issues. And I apologize for not being able to check chat until after this lap, and they're long, but... out and in. A little bit better. We are carrying a bit more speed this lap. I don't think I'm going to beat my last lap time, though. Downshift too early. But we're getting ready to finish our lap here. Boom. What do we hit? So my best lap has been... Oh, that was my best lap. I misread something on that. I don't know what pred lap is. 9:25 though. That's so much better than spinning out. Alright, let me read over here. So, is my babbling boring the shit out of you all? Because if it is, I'll stop. We did better. I'll pick a shorter track. So how is everyone doing today? I really do love Mount Panorama. I don't know what's going on with my hand. I'm not getting vibrations. I don't know if I'm just cramming my hand on it or what. And I forgot to set myself a timer to see how long I've been racing. So Ed and Dom room, have any of you all started Pragmata? Am I pinching my armpit over here? What am I doing wrong? A boo. A booger. My sweet boy. You're my good boy. Hi, good girl. Sorry, Daddy's racing. And I'm trying to do better about staying off the curbs since they can have some very unwanted aspects. Aw, I clipped that. I thought I was doing alright. Bummer. So I think my attempts to go too fast have been causing me to wobble and lose time and some other things, so I'm working on smooth as fast. The gearing on this car is working out really well for this track. I'm not finding a bunch of corners where it's stuck in between gears. Oh, I went down way too early. Oh well. It's better than being off track. Man, I felt my ABS jam fighting back on my foot, on my doing its. No pragmatic it. No playing Crimson. Crimson and Mouse. Mouse looks pretty fun actually. Try not to clip the edge of that this time. I know I'm slightly slower today, but I am keeping the car under better control. Hi, Booger. Oh, I know, buddy. Hang on just a minute, I'm in the S's. Hold on just a minute, sweet boy. It's hard to drive with you nosing my arm, sweetheart. But you're a good boy. You're a good boy. Good boy. I raced like ass all weekend, so That's why I'm working really hard to get it back together and drive cleanly today. I know, buddy. I love you too, honey. I do. Guys, both of you doing this is gonna kill me. Please. I love you. I love you. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. Oh, good boy. you're good. I know you got your ball, honey. I love you. I do. But let's not kill Daddy in the race car. Yeah, I'm getting on the accelerator and brakes more smoothly and doing my... Oh, shit. And doing my best not to die. Yeah, beforehand I was trying to continue to brake too much into that, and it just didn't work. I guess I'm having to realize that some cars can do the late trail braking better than others. But yeah, this car's gearing is working really well for this track. And then I'm not having to do a bunch of weird shifts in some of the turns. But I don't know that I'm fast enough at the moment to race it yet. But oh shit, that was one shift down too many. But I'm much more controlled, and that's where I need to be. We almost missed that turn. Apparently, if I'm up in 7th, I need to brake at 120, not 100. Woo! 233, we brought that down a lot. I did hear about that crash on Nürburgring. I mean, that's pretty bad, and that guy, Juha, or Yuha, however you say that, passed away. And all the damage that incurred and everything, it makes me very happy that I've picked sim racing, and I'm not spending all my time repairing a car or paying for fees on the track for having, like, walls rebuilt and things. And I don't think I've got my entrances and exits very well at the moment. I'm working more on the accelerator and brake where I've been messing it up the most. Now I got to get back to working on using the width of the track. But at least we're starting to do some racing without spinning the damn car out. Oh, better entrance and speed? That's a really weird corner. I think this is a pretty fun track that has S's. Little too hot there. I've been working on significantly less squealing today, because all of that is bad for tire wear, and you're costing yourself time. Go down, down, baby. Shit, I think I finally lost it. Yep, I finally lost it. I didn't break. But I didn't hit anything, so let's keep going. I don't know what pred lap means. Pre-lap? I thought it would have been... Alright, one more lap to take a quick breather. Yeah, much better entrance. Oh, and during that pileup and the other shit that happened, another driver lost his Nürburgring license. They were under caution flags, and I guess you're supposed to be at like 60 kilometers an hour or something, like pit limits or something. And he was doing 200, and then another one he got caught doing 190 because they have, you know, things all over the track. And if you, and yellow flag is because there's a problem in an accident. Double yellow, I think, is worse. And red is automatically some like super slow speed because the track could be completely closed off. They were going to give him like a 30-second penalty or something for the first failure he had on the speed limit, but after the second one, they pulled his license. And what's crazy is I looked into what these licenses are, and when you get into these upper levels, like a Nürburgring license or some of these GT3, it's not like anything that looks like a driver's license. It's basically a letter from the powers that be telling you you're allowed to. Yeah, it says I'm 3 seconds behind. Starting to do a better use of track limits and braking. Alright. Did I beat my time? Nope, 2:33 was still my best. Oh, I did pull over for a little bit, though. Whew. I am a baby. It's back out for a minute. So Pragmata looks pretty good to me. I still really want to do Resident Evil Requiem, uh, even more than Crimson Desert. I was kind of pumped about Crimson Desert, and I'm not off Crimson Desert. I've just watched so much of everybody play, and almost feel like I've done it, done some of it. Uh, so I don't know. I might still get that at some point. Uh, and then I'll be losing a lot of time coming up in May when Forza Horizon 6 comes out. And hopefully we can get everybody together to play some of that because it'll play great on controller. Horizon did. So I think that'll be a lot of fun. And then, see, there's something else coming out soon. And Mouse PI looks good. I don't know how long that is, but I'm guessing it's not super long, like maybe 20 to 40 hours. I don't know. All right. We had some fun in that Cayman, so maybe I need to switch it up and learn how to drive a different car. Do, 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 girl. I don't ever take a Lotus. Amira or Exige? I'm kind of thinking the Exige, but now I've never driven this car in this game, so I don't know. I don't know, but I've been told. I gotta figure out lunch here in a second. I could add weather, but I think that's likely to kill me. But maybe we can make some setup changes in this car. I don't know if it needs it, but one of the things I read is that the Assetto Corsa games are very specific about tire pressure and that you want it to be like 26 or 27 psi or something when it's hot, something like that, but I don't really know if that's true. So, traction control, I only have one for traction control. Yeah. So what do I have? Hypercar, supercar, and road. Let's go ahead and go hypercar. And I can't change any of those. Apply, back. Oh, that's right, we'll follow the light. And, also, Lords or Lord of the Fallen or whatever is one of the PS5 free games this month. Alright, let's try a little drive with this car. In this view and see how it goes. Oh, I do have a clutch in this girl. I can add a clutch bar to that brake and throttle, but I don't know that I use it enough to make it worthwhile. Maybe it would be better. I can use the same overlay in rally games, so maybe I'll add that in. Or make a copy is to have one with and one without. Wow. This car is pretty cool and it's sticky. So do I need to learn to shift with the clutch? I think it could break some of my bad habits. Oh, this car feels good. I did not mean to go all the way down into second. Sorry for that over rev. Ooh. Ooh. She took that jump pretty hard though. Well, this is a sweet car. Maybe Dom needs to buy me an Exige. And I'm hearing the rev when I do this, so I wonder if I really should try this car with a full manual clutch. Well, I finally spun it, but I did not hit anything. Yeah, I am having to use a clutch to get it going. I'm the only guy on the track, so that yellow flag is for my dumbass. Hey, just wanted to let you know you messed up so bad we're even telling you to be cautious. Can I change my assists in here? No, I have to go back one to change that. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little scared of this. Because I haven't done it in so long that I don't have the muscle memory for it. If I was driving a regular car, I would, but I think I'm gonna fail to do it well when I downshift and I have to learn to move back and forth on my brake. That's gonna be a change. The shifts are smoother when I do them. It's the downshifting part I'm terrified about. Oh, whoa, whoa. And that's kind of what I was worried about. Because I'm used to left foot braking and now I have left foot on the clutch. And I dumped the clutch out without the accelerator on and spun myself. So that's when I'm going to have to learn this whole heel-toe thing. But we have miraculously did not actually hit anything. So I'm going to have to learn how to do heel-toe. I've been wanting to. I just don't know if I have the coordination. I just did one. No, 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 no! I sorta did heel toe until I wrecked the car. I'm gonna have to... Although it's not really making any difference when I shift that way, so maybe it's not necessary. I don't know. It's always so much to learn. Oh, no, 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 no. Nope, I did not do that right. I was trying to brake right-footed and do the whole clutch thing. Busted that up. Then I just stalled the car. I'm pretty sure if you're a professional racer, you're not supposed to stall your car. Pretty clear indication I'm not a professional racer. I did do a heel toe there, but not well. But I guess I really don't have to. Because it's shifting fine without it. Let's see what happens when I go into the turn and... Yeah, I don't have to clutch in here even though I have clutch set. No, 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 no. Damn it! I still can't control those. Oh, I've had so many less of them today, but apparently I still suck. I think it is a smidge faster when I do it, but I can't do it myself all the time because I'm terrible. Oh. It is a slightly faster shift when I do it, but I don't know if it's worth it. It's like maybe a 0.2 of a second. This is going to be bad. Yeah, I went in the gravel and didn't destroy the front end of my hypercar. I'm getting the idea of it, of the heel toe. Why does my accelerator face is farther forward than my brake face? Huh. Oh, maybe it is for heel toe because that makes it easier. I don't know. Oof. Take a breather here. Does it say how long I've been going? I guess I've been going about an hour. Let me see if it shows here. So I did really much better today about spinning up until I tried to do the whole heel toe downshift thing. Didn't do very well with that. So let's see. Give my hands a break here a minute. Maybe we'll try a different track. That car was nice though. Just I needed more skill. We'll do a lap or two of this just for fun. Maybe 3 laps, and then I'm probably close to taking a break. I'm enjoying it though. But yeah, I can't see how long, and I've been going, and I meant to set a timer. I didn't. That's all right. Trying to always go at least an hour, preferably an hour and a half, and trying to work up to 2. Uh, it's a lot easier to stream longer when I'm not driving, but Chubby Boy here needs to get better at that, so... Alright, let's give this a try. I didn't know this Lotus Exige was such a sweet little car, though. Oh, I gotta remember I'm starting over, so I have, I am gonna add the clutch just for shits and giggles. I don't know this track very well, so... I can feel it's right on the edge of grip. Oh, yeah. Yep. It is easier to get back on using the... I dumped the clutch again. I've got to work on my... I think I might need to change the sensitivity of the clutch and or the accelerator in the lower range just a smidge in my Spanatech software. The linearity of it, or whatever the hell you call it. And I kind of wish I had a better map overlay. I believe I can turn that on in SimHub, but oh shit! Oh, I do know this track now. But SimHub is not picking up the track today for some reason. I'm slowing down because I don't know where I'm going. I can't... My track is up over here on the very far left edge of the screen, kind of out of my sight. I can almost use the center overlay. I need one of those, like, virtual HUDs. Shows up all over my windshield. That'd be pretty cool. Alright, so this looks like a big left coming up here, so let's hit it. This is going to be a tight... Oh, yeah, I remember this track now. I mean, not well, but I remember some of these turns. Yeah, and I think part of my other problem has been jamming straight on the accelerator instead of easing into it more than I was. Oh, I waited too late. I saw the 50, not the 100, and I missed it. I can use... Ooh. Doing a slightly better job of keeping control of the car. I should have been braking if I had to go down to second. You'd think as long as I've been driving, I would be better at some of this shit than I am. But each game kind of has a different tolerance of what it'll allow. And this game doesn't allow some of this shit. What is... Oh. Yeah, the number of times I have swung out there thinking that turn wasn't going to be that sharp. And it's just kind of, come sail away, come sail away, come sail away with me. Yeah. Oh, we kept it, we kept it. But I had too much accelerator and the shift into fourth. Whew. Alright, I think I'm pooped and gonna go make some lunch here shortly. Thank you all for witnessing my slight improvements today. I'm really pushing these cards too hard, and I guess some of the other games have let me push them a little harder, and I just need to be better. I'm trying to be better, and as few assists and things as possible, so every day is a little bit of progress, but pretty happy with the Nürburgring runs I had today versus this weekend where I'm pretty sure I slammed into everything that ever existed, and they would have banned me for life. So, thank you all again, and have a great day. I'll talk to you later.